Hey guys, and welcome back. In case you don't know, my name is Lachey from Blessed and Beautiful Blended, and I am here to share my story, my opinions, my experience. Before I get into it, if you are emotional, if you have experienced this, you can tell what it is by the title. This is not a woe is me. This is not to put you in your feelings. This is really just to show, like I said, share my experience, because this was my first miscarriage. I never experienced one. I have a couple people close to me that have experienced them, but like I'm weird. So I had children and I felt bad being around them. God forgive me. Like I know now, my older self knows that I should have been a little bit closer. And if you are watching this, I know you know who you are. Those few people that experienced that, please forgive me. That just was my thoughts at that time. I was like, I have kids. I don't want to be around them with my kids. I don't know how that's going to make them feel. But anyway, I'm sharing this to say I knew nothing about miscarriages. I knew not what was going to happen. And this is just my story. So let's get into it. So I went to my first appointment. They said, I think I was about 8 weeks then. And they said, no, 10 weeks. My first appointment, I was 10 weeks. And they couldn't find a heartbeat. I was in denial. I said, no, you're just missing it. So they were like, they were understanding, and they said, we can give you a couple weeks to think about it. I went back the next week, still no heartbeat. I just couldn't come to grips with it. They offered me a couple of options. I think one was a pill, Cytotec or something like that. And that like helps the process to go. I don't really know much about it, because I was just like, no, I didn't want to do that. Because in my eyes, I was like, I don't want to do anything. And then say I take the pill or whatever, and the pregnancy doesn't terminate, but something is wrong with the child, or something happens to me, or I don't, like, I've had all my births. I didn't take medicine, pain medicine, any of that. So I'm not the biggest medicine person. I'll just say it like that. So I didn't want to take anything. I didn't want to do anything to do it. It took a lot of praying. I had to pray and pray and pray and pray. And finally I came to the prayer. At first I was praying, Lord, don't let nothing happen. Don't let this happen. This can't happen. But I got to the point to where I was able to say, Lord, let your will be done. But whatever it is, let it happen naturally. I don't want to have part in it. I don't want to do anything to hurt myself or a potential child. So my prayer was then, Lord, let whatever happens, whether it be the pregnancy continues or I have a miscarriage, Lord, let it happen naturally. So that had those 2 appointments a week apart. That following week, Sunday morning, I woke up getting ready for church, and I just had like spotting, or like not even spotting, just when I wiped, I saw blood. And then the end of that day started progressing. I had like little mild cramps. And then Monday morning, I wake up and the cramps are worse. And I'm not feeling a pad, but there's blood every time I go to the bathroom before I wipe. I go to the ER around 10:30ish that morning. No, that's not the truth, because I went to church. Had to be like, no, that was that Monday. That y'all, excuse me. It was like 10:30 that Monday morning, not that Sunday morning. That Monday morning that I went to the ER, and I was kind of upset because they kind of just had me sitting there. I didn't know. I didn't have an IV. They didn't take, the first time they didn't take my vitals. They didn't check me. They didn't do an ultrasound. They didn't do anything. I just was kind of sitting there. Finally, they came in and they took my vitals. Still didn't really say anything. Then another set of doctors came in and they were like, well, you didn't get your IV or whatever. So let's get that going. As soon as they started giving me the fluids, I don't know if that's what made everything start progressing, or like they didn't give me any medicine or anything like to do the pregnancy or whatever. It was happening naturally. Like I was passing the baby because I was bleeding during the day. But as soon as they started giving me the IV fluids, I don't know if it was that helped it or if it was just going to happen anyway. Because like I said, I was having cramps. Like they were kind of like contractions. But they were like different. They were more steadier than labor contractions. They were more painful. And I had a gush, kind of like you would feel your water break, but it was a gush of blood. Sorry for those that, like I said, I'm not trying to scare anybody. I'm not trying to make anybody emotional. I'm not saying, well, it's me. I'm just trying to help somebody because, like I said, I knew nothing of a miscarriage. I thank God for a woman of God who came and told me what to expect and told me what I would be experiencing or could probably experience, because I imagine just like everybody's labor is different, everybody's miscarriage could be different. But she told me that I would expect that, and thank God, because I would have freaked out because it was heavy. It was really heavy. It was just like if you had felt your water break. It was that release of pressure, and so I got up and I changed myself, and a couple hours later not a couple hours, a couple minutes later, that happened again. And then the pain started getting out of control. A couple minutes later, I was feeling lightheaded, I guess because I was losing so much blood and the contractions were so bad. Then they finally did, let's say around 5-ish, this was happening. Around 5 p.m. this was happening. And then around 6, I think they gave me some pain medicine to ease the contractions, which did help, because like I said, I have been through labor 6 times, five times, because my 6th was a C-section, and those pains were unbelievable. But when they gave me the pain medicine, that did relieve them. I still felt it, but God, it took away the pain. After that, the lady who was actually, they decided that I needed to go ahead and have a DNC, which would stop all that from hurting and go ahead and clean out anything that might be potentially left behind or anything. And I don't really know what the procedure was, because like I said, that was a last minute decision, and they put me to sleep, did the procedure, and I woke up, and it was they tell you to take care of yourself like you had a baby, because I really did feel like I was tired. My legs were sore because they had my feet up in the stirrups or whatever they're called. My throat was sore because I had to have a tube put down because they did anesthesia. And then for some reason, that was my first time having anesthesia, so all of this was sore too for some reason. I don't know. I thought, just like any other thing, I thought that, I have light pain, but it really was a different experience. Like I said, this is just a sharing. Some people might say, well, why are you so easily talking about it? It just happened. Well, like I told you, I had to pray. I had to pray. If I didn't pray and if I didn't have God on my side, I don't know. I wouldn't have been in a very good space, because like I said at the beginning, I was in denial. I told him, no, that is not so. I cried and cried and cried. It was a hurt, and not to offend anybody, but this is my story. So don't say, oh, you have other children, it won't be as hard, or you'll be okay because you do have other kids. Not taken away from anyone who does not have children and this happens, but a hurt is a hurt. Like a loss is a loss. I hurt just like anybody else does. So I pray for anyone who has to have this experience, whether you have any children or not. Like, it's a different experience to go through, and everybody heals differently and in different time. Again, guys, this is my story. This is not to say exactly how everyone's experience was. Like I said, this is my story as much as I could remember of it, because everything happened kind of fast. But prayerfully, I hope someone, or gave someone a little bit more insight into what might take place. Because like I said, I had no idea what I was coming up against. And I just want to help somebody. So I hope that was met. I'm not going to say too much else because I'll just start rambling. But if this video was helpful to you in any way, give it a thumbs up or give me a comment down below. If you're here this far, you might as well go ahead and subscribe. So hit that button and put your bell on so you know when I post. If you have any other topics that you'd like me to speak on, or if I didn't explain this enough, if you want to hit me up in the email or inbox on anything, social medias, Facebook. I have Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat. I don't have anything else. But if you want to hit me up, if you need to ask any questions, if you need a word of prayer, like, this is why I'm here. So hit me up, let me know. And as always, be blessed.